Hey everyone, it's Kristin, and today I come to you with very exciting news. At least in my Michael's store in Southern California, they have the new release of the Jane Davenport products. So as you'll recall, there was a huge release of products in January of this year, and because of the success of her line, she's already launched about what seems to be double the amount of products this year in November. So a lot of us are excited about this watercolor palette. I know I am. One of the reasons why I'm most excited about it is that it has two metallic colors within it. So I thought it would be fun to share with you my what I know will be newest obsession and do a few swatches on a watercolor journal. Then I thought, since we're playing here together, I could work in my watercolor journal here. This one happens to be the Strathmore 400 series, and show you how I blend colors together to see what these ones look like in combination with each other. So this is what I have, so you know this was what I took on a trip I recently returned from. My intention was to fill the whole book, which is why it was absolutely necessary to get a new one. You with me? Okay. So my intention was to fill the whole book. If I show you back to front how successful I was, yeah, that didn't happen. But I did do a few pages, and the only products I brought with me are the Jane Davenport watercolors, as well as this very well-loved, very richly pigmented and highly metallic colors in this Starry Colors set. So this is all I brought with me, along with salt I took from the hotel room and water brushes. And I really enjoyed making backgrounds, and that's all I ended up doing. So you can kind of see, this is the bright set. Here's how they play together. This has absolutely no metallic colors, just the salt added to the wet watercolor paint before it dried. And then we have some watercolor bubbles. This again is with the bright set with salt. Kind of a cool effect. I do have an entire video called Watercolor Bubbles, a tutorial if you're interested in that. I'll link it below. This is a lot of this is just plain metallic white. So it's just like a pearl iridescence along with a masking pen. So I guess I did bring that. And again, more of the brights. And here we have a page with the neutral colors. I really used quite a few of them, but obviously only the ones that this is meant to replicate sand. And then I have a lot of the metallic going in with that. So there we are. See how much I accomplished? Ooh. So again, we'll do a little swatch and then we'll do a little play, and I hope you enjoy.
Instead of fighting it, really gonna brighten the night. I'm going to hell and back by doing that. Always gonna be alright. I'm on the edge, not falling. If you're not calling, I'm gonna be just fine. And I guess naturally, you might find me 6 feet underground. Instead of fighting it, really gonna brighten the night. I'm going to hell and back by doing that. Always gonna be alright. I'm on the edge, not falling. If you're not calling, I'm gonna be just fine. And I guess naturally, you might find me 6 feet underground. Oh.
You get everybody staring for days. All they see is just a young, pretty face. But I'm trying to get to know you much better. Don't matter how much time it will take. But there's something you're trying to hide. There's something you're keeping inside. But I'm trying to get to know you much better. Don't matter how much time it will take. I just can't give up. I just can't give up. I just can't give up. I just can't give up, can't give up, can't give up. I just can't give up, can't give up, can't give up. No, 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 I won't give up, won't give up, won't give up. No, I can't give up, can't give up, can't give up. I've been caught up since the day that we met, and you haven't seen the best of me yet. There's nothing like you and me together. And your eyes have been so hard to forget. But there's something you're trying to hide. There's something you're keeping inside. But I'm trying to get to know you much better. It don't matter how much, no matter how much time it takes. I just can't give up. Whoa, whoa, I just can't give up. I just can't give up. I just can't give up. I just can't give up, can't give up, can't give up. I just can't give up, can't give up, can't give up. No, 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 I won't give up, won't give up, won't give up. No, I can't give up, can't give up, can't give up. I can't give up. I won't give up. I just can't give up. You're more than that, and I need you back, need you back. I just can't give up, can't give up, can't give up. I just can't give up, can't give up. No, I won't give up, won't give up, I won't give up. No, I can't give up, can't give up. I just can't give up, can't give up, can't give up. I just can't give up, can't give up, can't give up. No, I won't give up. No, 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 no. No, I can't give up, can't give up, I can't give up.
All right, here we are. It's dried. The salt has been brushed away, so you can kind of see that cool pattern. But this is the palette, and this is the palette. Always a great way to see it, right? But this is the way I've blended some of the colors together, chosen to go through that dark olive, which I really, really love, into the blues, greens, and then the aerials. So I can see where it's called Giltz-sea. It really is the colors of the sand and sea, or the sun and sea. And I see quite a bit of metallic in the gold and more of a shimmer in the copper metallic color, which is called Flirtatious. So Flirtatious has, in my opinion, in the dry down that I see here on a gessoed watercolor paper, it's a very, very subtle shimmer. The Flirtatious, I think it would be beautiful for portraits. I can see the shimmer above the cheekbone and under the brow, and I can just really see how that light shimmer of Flirtatious can seem kind of like a makeup. The gold, the Alchemy, the yellow gold, that to me seemed to add a bit more shimmer than the other color. And either way, it's really, really pretty. Just pop a bit of shimmer into some of these crevices. And anyway, so that's how they look together. Now here's what they look like just as swatches. So you can get a really good idea of that. Now, a lot of people have said about this set that there are a lot of greens, a few of which are similar in color. So this can, in this way you can tell these two, to me, do seem very similar, although this is a bit darker, whereas this has, you know, more of a bright dry down. This is a gorgeous color. I absolutely love this color, and I really wanted to get out my bright palette and play with this color in combination with some of the others, because the lime in the brights, which is not called lime, but you know what I mean, that I can see playing very, very well off of that. These two blues, yeah, they do seem a bit similar, but this has more of a gray dry down in my opinion, more of a neutral dry down, whereas this has more of that primary pigment color. The yellow alone would sell me on the set. I love this bright yellow. I thought the aerial was beautiful, and I can see playing with the brights again. So if you asked me, which you didn't, but if you wanted to know, if you were choosing one palette to give as a gift or to give yourself, I really still would go for the brights. It's really that. It makes me love it so much. And the teals. So here's a good example of the brights and how they compare to the new Giltz-sea palette. Really rich, really beautiful for fall, and a really beautiful addition to my Jane Davenport neutrals, brights, Giltz-sea watercolor team. I hope you enjoyed it. I love these colors. I would not hesitate to get all three, but then again, we all have to fight to get to the store to get them in time. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you soon.